If you want to thrift, upcycle clothes, but not sure where to start, if you want to learn how to do quick fixes, simple alterations, make your clothes last longer, and get your creativity flowing, then this is for you. Hi, I'm Amy Marie Wallace, creator of Wallace Read. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for checking out my first episode. Today we're talking thrifting. Whether you're new to thrifting or you just find yourself getting overwhelmed or frustrated because all your friends seem to find the coolest things and you can't, well, you can. And hopefully these tips will help. I love thrifting, especially when I can do any kind of alterations or upcycling. It is great for the environment because you're reusing garments already in circulation. It's great for your wallet. It's fun. You can find the coolest things and you can find higher quality things because let's face it, they don't make things like they used to. So, let's dive in. Tip number 1. Timing. Go early in the day and give yourself lots of time. Last thing you want is to already be tired and be at the end of your patience before you even get to the store. Also, if you're going and you only have 20 minutes or the store is closing in 20 minutes, then you're going to feel rushed and more inclined to make impulse purchases that you may regret later, or you may come across something super awesome but not have enough time to make an educated decision, and then that unpurchased little treasure may haunt you. It happens. If you do find that you get overwhelmed in these stores and you really can't spend that much time in them, then just go more frequently in smaller doses. It'll have the same effect. Just make sure every time you go, you're hitting a different area of the store because then you're covering more ground over time. Tip number 2, where to start. You walk into the thrift store and you get a little overwhelmed, especially if you go into one of the really big ones like a Value Village or Frenchie's from my East Coast friends. It's overwhelming. You're just looking at racks upon racks of clothes or bins of clothes and you don't know where to start. So, let's break it down. You walk into the store, typically it's broken down by gender, so you're going to have a women's section, men's section, maybe a kids section, and then within there it's going to be broken down by item. So you're going to have maybe a whole rack of long sleeve shirts, a rack of short sleeve shirts, you're going to have long sleeve knits or sweaters, you're going to have a jacket section, a skirt section, a dress section, a pants section, and then within each of those sections are going to be sizes. Don't get hung up on sizes. I shop in all of the sizes, especially when I'm in thrift stores, because clothes shrink. You're shopping in the thrift store. Items have been altered. Things get tagged wrong. Sometimes people pick something up and they check it out and then they put it in the completely wrong section. So don't get hung up on the sizes. So, in that case, just pick a rack in the store, any rack, and start. Doesn't even matter which section. I have found some fantastic stuff in the men's section. So, tip number 2, where to start? Just start. Tip number that's a dinosaur. Number 3, you don't have to look at everything. You really don't. I know there are those die-hard thrifters out there that right now are going, no, you have to look at everything. If you can handle that and you like doing that, awesome. Do that. But I know for a lot of people, including myself, it gets really overwhelming and you run out of steam. You just can't physically stand there and look through everything. So here are a few tips that I use that will help you sort of speed through the racks a little bit while still keeping your eye out for things that you're interested in. Don't be too specific. So let's say you are in the market for a yellow and brown plaid full-length wool skirt with fringe. You might totally find that. But don't have your blinders on because you can miss out on some really cool other pieces because you're just specifically looking for one item. Do have an idea of something that you need in your wardrobe, like if you are in the need of a wool skirt or a tailored jacket, have those things in the back of your head. Do have a color palette on your mind. All of us have colors that we're naturally drawn to. You know what's in your wardrobe and you have an idea of pieces that would slip in seamlessly or complete certain outfits. So think about those colors. Also, if you want to try a new color, have that color in your mind. Like for 2018, purple is apparently going to be super trendy for 2018. So if you want to try that out, then have purple on your brain as you're going through the racks. So this allows you to have sort of a softer focus as you're going through the racks because you're just sort of thinking about colors, and those colors are going to jump out at you, and you're not going to get overly stimulating, your eyes are going to get tired. Tip number 4, feel everything. Yes, I said you didn't have to look at everything, but I am that person. So as you're going down the rack, your eyes are soft focusing on colors, but your hands are feeling the fabrics. Why? Well, because higher quality garments are made from higher quality fabric, and you can immediately feel that when you touch it. Feeling things, maybe something jumps out at you. Whoa! Tip number 5, check the label. All right, so we have found something that piqued our interest because the color we were looking for, and it passed our textile test, and we pulled it out, and we are interested in it. Awesome. So we're gonna check the label. Now, I don't do this because I'm looking for designer labels. If you are, cool. You'll definitely find some cool stuff. But I look at the label particularly because I'm using it as another indicator of quality, maybe era, and just from general curiosity. I've been introduced to some very cool contemporary labels just because I found some of their garments in thrift stores and I looked them up. So if you don't recognize the label, you can take out that super magical little device in your pocket and you can look it up. At the very least, it'll give you an indication of where it was made. This is made in Italy. All right. What do we have here? It looks like a yellow and brown plaid full-length wool skirt with fringe. What? Cool. Let's check the brand. Ooh, Mondi. I don't know that brand. Whoop. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep. Okay, I've totally already looked it up. So this brand, Mondi, M-O-N-D-I, was a German brand that was established in the late 60s, and because of what this label is, or the design of this label, that tells us that it's made in the 80s. How do I know that? Because I looked it up on the internet. Because of this skirt particularly, actually, I came across a really cool website called, yes, Vintage Fashion Guild. I'll put it in the show notes. It's a really great resource and has a lot of information on vintage labels and brands, and they actually have pictures of the label from this brand to show you which era it's from. It was pretty cool and super helpful. So if you're really into vintage shopping, that's a website worth checking out. Back in here. Tip number 6. Try it on. I'm wearing, can you see the skirt? I tried it on. Hopefully you've got a little stash of garments, which is awesome, and you're going to take them to the change room and you're going to try them all on. Even if you have a couple pieces where you're going, ooh, they're size 8, try it on. What have you got to lose? Even if they're ridiculously tight, it's just you in the change room there. No one else is going to know. And even if you have pieces that you know 100% are going to fit, try them on. Because it's better to spend 5 minutes in the change room than to waste any money whatsoever. So go try them on. Oh, wait. Tip number 7, the last one. You tried stuff on and you found a few pieces that you love, and some of them need a little bit of care, so let's take a look and see what we can tackle. Let's start with buttons. Lots of garments are missing buttons, or maybe you don't like the buttons. This dress had only a couple left on it, so I took them all off and added these really cool little metal vintage buttons. They're kind of hodgepodge, but they go with the dress, and I love them. You can get really creative with buttons on garments. You can have a lot of fun. There's lots of different kinds of buttons and ways to sew them on, and we will cover all of those things. Sweaters, my favorite thing to wear. We all have those sweaters that we love, that we wear all the time, that start to show those little fuzzies that happen just under the arms, around the cuffs, and it's super annoying. Well, have no fear, we can get rid of that. There is a cool little tool that you can use to shave them off, but I also have a couple tricks up my sleeve that will help us get rid of those. Straps. Whether they're on a shirt or a dress, these are a really super easy fix, especially if they're too long. You can always take them up. If they're too short, you got to look to see if you have any fabric. I got very lucky with this dress. When I purchased it, it had been altered, so it was taken in. I dropped it a couple inches and it fit perfectly. You can always completely take off the straps, make new ones, use lace. The possibilities are endless, so you can get super creative on how you want to fix it. Pants, the waistband. This also goes for skirts. If you're curvy like me, then you know the pains of having your waistband pop out at the back. Well, we can fix it. Arm lengths. So if it's too long, you can always take it up. If it's too short, you got to take a peek and see if there's enough fabric there for you to drop. You're going to still want at least 1/2 inch so you can have a nice hem on it. though if you need more than that, you can get creative and add a cuff in a different color, a different fabric, maybe to match another piece of the garment. Same goes with pant hems. You gotta take a peek and see how much fabric you got there, because you're still gonna want to turn up a nice hem. A broken zipper. It's a little more involved, but we're gonna work our way up to it. We just need to know how to use a zipper foot on a sewing machine, but if you love the garment and it's just a broken zipper, I say go for it. Thank you for making it to the end of the episode. In upcoming episodes, we're gonna cover all of the alterations and little fixes that we just talked about, and more. We'll cover some sewing basics, and we're going to learn all the skills we need to lead up to doing some full tutorials. If any of this did interest you, please do subscribe to the channel. If you want to see some of my other sewing projects or other creative endeavors, pop on over to Instagram. You can follow me at Wallace Reed and my personal account at The Real Amy Marie Wallace. All of the garments that you saw today in the episode were all thrifted and all straight out of my wardrobe. Some of them have been altered, some of them are waiting to be altered. If you go thrifting, I would love to see what you find. Please do tag me on Instagram, #WallaceReedThrifted, and let me know if you come across any alteration issues, or if you have any sewing questions. You can leave them in the comments below or reach out to me on Instagram. I would love to help you come up with some solutions. So, we'll see you next time.